came from a beautifully mountainous but small Slovakia into a country that was very diverse and huge, with foreign languages and customs. Even if they found many local organizations, especially in the cities and towns where Slovak communities had been established already in the 19th century, there was no national organization. For this reason, the Slovak immigrants turned to their compatriots in the United States and joined their organizations. But that was not enough. In December 1932, representatives of 4 Canadian branches of the Slovak League of America met in Winnipeg, Manitoba, and established the Slovak League in Canada. They did so at the height of the Great Depression, after the Slovak League of America turned down the requests of its Canadian branches for financial support. Led by Andrej Kučera of Winnipeg, the delegates to the first convention of the League decided to broaden their organization's mandate to include not only its social and political goals, but also financial support for its members. The Parliament of Canada formally incorporated the Canadian Slovak League as a fraternal benefit society in 1934, and in this way the League was able to come to the aid of its members in need as well as newcomers. It used its financial resources to help promote and preserve the Slovak heritage in Canada. Later, the Canadian Slovak League decided to establish its own newspaper in order to make its mandate known and acquire new members. In 1934 in Montreal, Gabriel Kurdel and a group of Slovaks launched Slovak v Kanade. In 1940-41, the young Štefan Hreha launched Slovenské bratstvo in Montreal. Finally, at the 5th Convention of the League in Toronto in 1941, the delegates resolved to publish their own newspaper, which would be called Kanadsky Slovak. It came into being on March the 5th, 1942, with Štefan Hreha as the first editor-in-chief. When Hreha was drafted into the Canadian Army in the summer of 1942, a Montreal schoolteacher, František Kvetan, became editor until the 7th Convention in 1946, when Hreha was re-elected editor. He continued to edit the League's weekly until 1952, when the League bought a used printery in Winnipeg and moved the newspaper there. At that point, the émigré journalist Konstantin Čulen took over as editor and held this position until 1956. After the League sold the Winnipeg printery, the newspaper moved to Toronto, and since then there has been a number of editors. Among them was Štefan Reisteter from 1957 until 1970, Andrej Brazda from 1970 until 1994, Andrej Gajdoš for the next 2 years, and since 1996 Julius Behul, who edits it to this day. The League has subsidized Kanadsky Slovak from the beginning and continues to do so. Earlier this year, Kanadsky Slovak celebrated its 65th anniversary. When Slovakia achieved autonomy in October of 1938, the League cheered. It rejoiced even more when Slovakia proclaimed its independence in March 1939. However, once the Second World War broke out, because of the Slovak Republic's alliance with Germany, the League muted its support for Slovak independence. The League donated an ambulance to the Canadian Red Cross, and 186 of its members served in the Canadian Army, the Royal Canadian Air Force, and the Royal Canadian Navy. During the Cold War, the League not only fought for the independence of Slovakia, but also against communism. And in this struggle, it received support from Canadian politicians.
We firmly believe that Slovakia...
In 1993, its membership rejoiced at the creation of the Second Slovak Republic. In In addition to seeing to the insurance needs of its members, the League embarked on a wide variety of activities to spread the good name of the Slovaks and their culture. In 1937, the Toronto, Oshawa, and Hamilton branches established the first district assembly of the League, and in 1940 they organized the first Slovak Day in Oshawa. Since then, Slovak Days have been held every year in Oshawa, Toronto, Hamilton, or Welland. Later on, League branches in Montreal, Oshawa, Toronto, Hamilton, St. Catharines, Welland, Windsor, Thunder Bay, Winnipeg, and New Westminster, British Columbia, organized similar celebrations. Today, League branches organize regularly celebrations of Slovak culture, stage plays, hold beauty contests, and other such activities. Many branches also sponsored radio broadcasts and television programs. Today, the Canadian-Slovak League is one of the main sponsors of Slovak television in Ontario.
Dobrý deň pri slovenskom televíznom vysielaní.
In this magnificent land that is Canada, a country highly respected around the world, Canadians of Slovak origin have been making their contribution in all walks of life. Somewhere, sometime, the Canadian-Slovak League helped them. There is every reason to be proud of the League, to celebrate this anniversary, and to look to a bright future. Join us in singing the traditional Slavic birthday greeting, Živjo, Živjo, Živjo.